What's up, dog?
Yeah, you
We're
know
back
it,
to the
bro.
Digibros.
Digibros, dog.
In the house, bro.
God, that's the most. I'm looking at the audio.
Yes, I
recording
was watching it too.
and seeing just the wall of blue, and I'm like, oh, God.
We have to turn around when we do that.
See, I don't. It's not that I feel sorry for my audience. I feel sorry for myself. I have to hear this all like at least twice.
That's true.
I have to live this. I have to edit this.
You
and
gotta edit that, bro.
Yeah, turning away from the. I mean, it worked. it didn't clip, but it's gonna sound stupid.
Okay, I'm on my way to the fire temple.
Yes, I believe we beat the.
We beat the forest temple.
Grass
Going to
temple.
Death Mountain. Look, you motherfucker! I grew up away.
So, hey, Vic.
Yeah.
This morning, I spent 10 hours making a list of every game I've ever played.
Spent 10 hours just doing nothing.
I don't know what came over me, but I felt the need, and once I started, I couldn't stop.
You're a list-making monster.
I
For
really
anyone who
am.
doesn't know, this motherfucker has done this his entire life. He has just listed things. From before he knew the word list, he has been fucking listing things. Just forever.
I think I might have like a werewolf condition.
That's your one
where,
talent is you list things.
Once a month on the night of a full moon, like which I think it even was this time. On the night of a full moon, I have to spend all day making a list. It's like a werewolf thing.
There you go.
That's like once a month I have a day where I just like all I do is like list something or do something that's like really menial. Like
is it like an Inuyasha thing where like on the new moon you can't make lists, like they burn your eyes or
does
something?
that
Like,
happen to Inuyasha?
well, when he's on the new moon, he becomes just
oh,
human.
Shit, I forget.
Yeah.
Yeah, his hair turns black,
His hair
doesn't
turns
it?
black.
Oh shit!
So like on the new
How
moon,
did you remember
you can't make lists anymore. Like it's impossible for you.
Incidentally, on my list, Inuyasha for the PS1,
Fuck yeah.
the fighting game.
I still want to break that out and play it again.
Like it's not necessarily that it has to be like a list, but I'll get into a mode where I just want to do like a menial task. Like last month, it was when my channel went down. I spent so long uploading every single video, like finding, uploading, putting in information to do Digi Does Anime, and that in a way is fun to me. Like I like when I can just focus on one task for like 10 hours and just get it done, and then have some big thing I made, you know. Which apparently was the one thing that Ghost Lightning always considered that he learned from me about anime blogging, was that you could just take a huge project, and instead of thinking of it as a huge project, just go like, fuck it, let's just do it all at once in one sitting, you know. But anyways, that was not what I wanted to talk about. I made this giant list, and I was thinking about some things. You remember? Jesus,
Hold
what are
on.
you fucking doing?
I'm remembering the C buttons. Okay.
Okay, that sounds right. Jesus Christ. So, I think it was in this video series that I mentioned, like, sort of feeling bad about the fact that I don't like a lot of the stuff I liked when I was a kid. Yeah, we talked about that, right? Do you feel bad about that? Do you feel that you don't like a lot of things?
How do you mean?
Like, do you feel guilty towards the things you used to like for not really caring about them anymore?
I feel like there was a time I felt that way, and now I really just don't give a shit.
Right. That's mostly how I feel, but every now and then, like, I see other people who have loved something for so long.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, I wish I loved anything for that long.
Yeah.
You know, like, I mean, I
it's
kind of
like
love
Pokemon.
Pokemon.
I
but
still love it.
It's not the same as like when I was a kid. Like, for instance, I loved Charmander. You know, like, unquestionably favorite Pokemon. And now I like Munchlax or, you know, other Pokemon.
Yeah.
You know, I don't even, in spite of how obsessed with Charmander I was and how I had the Charmander like big plushie that was like my best friend, you know, my best imaginary friend sort of
my
thing.
Pokemon's always been Squirtle, and it's just like, I still love Squirtle. It's still adorable, you know?
I wouldn't even say I'm really a fan of Charmander now, though. Like, it's just, I don't really see the appeal. It's a fire lizard. Like, I get why I liked it when I was a kid, because fire lizard equals awesome, you know. But It's not. He's not one of the better designs compared to like Squirtle or Bulbasaur. He's not as good though.
I guess so. I guess I'm just so used to it.
Right.
Like if it had been in a new game, then like I probably wouldn't have liked it as much.
Yeah, probably. But and again, I like other Pokemon now. But my point is, I sometimes feel like a little guilty when other people have liked one thing forever. But then I thought about it when I was doing this list.
Yeah.
About how.
Hold on, pause for a second. Where the fuck do I get the fire tunic before I start wasting time?
You buy it in the Goron shop.
No, I think there's another way I have to get it before I can unlock the Goron shop.
Well, I know you need to go to the Great Fairy.
Yeah.
Which is on top of the mountain.
I think I'll figure it out.
I think you get the fire.
I always forget like some of these random details like that.
Yeah, I don't remember this fucking cow being on top of this mountain.
You don't remember the cow?
I remember a cow, but I remember it being in Hyrule Field.
Nah. Brah.
Yeah, that's fucking bizarre. Anyways, I was thinking about how actually weird it is to like something for so long.
Uh-huh.
All right, let me give you some stats. I got a stats for you. The amount of time between when a human being is born,
yes,
and when they are considered an adult is exactly 18 years, right?
Uh-huh.
You would say that in the span of when you were a baby and or literally when you were born to the time that you were 18, would you not say you changed dramatically as a person? From when you were literally born to when you were 18 years old.
Yeah, I mean, you learn a lot.
You obviously change as a person, right? Your entire brain, matrix is different. You are not anywhere close. You don't think the same. You don't act the same. You're not shitting and babbling. You know, from the time that you're 5 until the time that you're, 18 plus 5, 23. Yeah. Then things are very different, right?
I don't know. I feel like I still have the same underlying tendencies, the same nature as I did when I was 5 years old. When I really think about the way I was, not too different.
Is the underlying tendency the same as being the same guy?
I mean, you're not gonna be the same guy.
Don't you think you're way more headstrong and way less of a crybaby and way less of a follower as an adult? You know. So, I mean, as a kid, you basically clung to either mine or our parents' coattails.
Yes.
And, and were shy and didn't want to do anything. Now you talk to people. You're a man about the town. You've got adult problems, adult concerns. You're worried about money. You're worried about status and where you are in your life. You're a totally different person from when you were 5.
Uh-huh.
Only the most basic shit. And not all the most basic shit, just some basic things are still there. There's a lingering remnant of who you were when you were 5, right? So, it wouldn't make any sense to like things that you liked when you were 5 if you're a totally different guy now, right?
Yeah.
And yet, most people seem to. And that, or they have this nostalgia, or they want to embrace things they liked when they were 5, when everything else about when they were 5 they would want to distance themselves from. Everyone wants to mature and to feel that they're making progress in their life. But then when it comes to media, they're like, oh, this thing oh man, Power Rangers, awesome. It's like, why is that awesome, but nothing else about when you were 5 is awesome anymore?
That's not true. Still some stuff when you were 5 that was awesome. Like, fucking scooters and shit. Like, everyone loves being a kid. There's plenty of things to remember that were great about being a kid.
I have a car now. I don't need a scooter anymore.
Yeah, but it's like, you don't get the same sense of wonder and satisfaction that you did from those things when you were a kid, because that was, there were only so many things, and then everything was, super fucking awesome.
Right, but it's not awesome anymore.
I know, but
you're an adult now. It's not awesome
but the memory
anymore.
of it's still awesome. I'm not sure the point you're trying to make.
The point I'm making is that I've been playing video games for almost 18 years.
Yes.
We got the N64 was our first console. We got it at the end of 1997, I believe, because it would have been the same year Shade was born, because it was in that house. Shade was born in 1997.
Oh shit! Okay, I remember what to do. Fuck! What am I wasting my time on this mountain? Okay. Continue.
Yeah, you know, we've been playing video games for as long as Shade has been alive. Our
Yes.
brother, who is turning 18 this year.
Yes.
He's going to be an adult. The length of Shade's life, I've been playing games. Would it make any sense for me to still like the same games now that I did then?
I mean, if they're good games, why
I
wouldn't
mean, like,
you?
yeah, if they're games that but I like them for different reasons now, you know?
Yeah.
Like when we first played Ocarina of Time.
I mean, who
when I was
is
8,
liking that stuff literally just for the sake of liking it, though?
a lot of people.
Like, maybe
A lot
they
of
like
people
the memory
cling-
of it.
People cling to their past, and they want to believe that everything that they liked before is just as precious as it was then to them now, you know. But it's why would it be? Nothing else about when you were 8 holds up. Why would that hold up? You know. I just feel like people cling to stuff and act like stuff is awesome, and they make it sacred, even when it's like sucks. You know. It's sort of like anyone who would be like, oh man, original Transformers was awesome.
That's true. Yeah.
You've heard that, right? And it's
Where
not.
it's
Original
really
Transformers
like,
sucks
well,
balls.
Well, when was the last time you watched it? It's like if I were still saying Beast Wars was like fucking notable. It's like,
right?
eh.
It's like,
When was the last time I watched Beast
can-
Wars and confirmed that this was good? Because I've watched it, you know, fairly recently, and it's dumb.
We watched it in like we watched a bunch of it in like 2007 after the new Transformers movie started, and like even then 2007. That was fucking 8 years ago, and even then I was like, Beast Wars doesn't really hold up. Like, I'm somewhat nostalgic. I could remember certain lines and characters and shit, and I was like, all right, I remember this stuff. But like, it wasn't like great. It didn't make me go, oh man, I'm so glad Beast Wars is how I remember it. It was not like how I remember it, you know. And I don't know. It's just weird to me when people like identify with the fact that they liked something a long time ago.
Yeah.
You know, where when people like, it's sort of like when people ask me for my opinions on different shows, different anime and stuff like that, and they'll be like, "Oh, what did you think of Ouran High School Host Club?" And I'm like, "I watched it in 2008.
Yeah.
Like, I remember liking it, but it was 8 years ago. Who the fuck knows how I'd feel now? 8 years is a long time. I was in high school back then.
All
you
right.
know? I am not the same guy I was in high school.
Yeah.
You know, I can't say that, like, my opinions of anything I played when I was 8, I can't say my opinions of Blast Corps or Space Station Silicon Valley for the N64, games I played for maybe 5 minutes in 1996, you know, or 98 rather. I don't have an opinion on them. It's been, you know, 16 years. So
I don't want to talk to. God damn it.
I don't know.
No.
It's just an odd thing to
Like a
me
loop.
for people to get excited about something that's like I get being excited that you liked it once, but to suggest like to keep it like as a part of you, even though you're not the same and nothing you like is the same.
Oh my god, they named him my ass. They named the baby Goron after me. His name's my ass. Oh yes. He named me my ass because you're so brave. Oh yes.
That's pretty great. To my friend, my
yeah.
ass of the Gorons.
I love this guy. He's so adorable. This is baby Goron.
I'll admit that rant didn't come out as intelligent as I had imagined it.
I was just you're kind of going on a tangent that I'm not. I don't quite I guess I haven't like experienced enough of these people who are so like.
I just kind of
built up in
expected
that.
you to. Well, I expected you to have more of that relating to the grief over like not liking things you liked as a kid.
I mean, I do understand that where it's like
Right.
it does suck that some of this stuff isn't good anymore.
Right, but
And
what I'm saying is it's sort of like an
Would be
out where
cool.
like I see other people who like these things, people who've liked something for 20 years, and I wish I could be that guy. But if I rewatch something as an adult and it doesn't hold up, I don't care about it anymore. You know? Like it's gone. That moment in time is history. I don't want to relive being 9. That's ancient. I am not 9
really
anymore.
the majority of people are kind of like that. I mean, most people
Maybe.
fucking look down on us for, like, there's still, like, I forget that everyone is still a nerd in, like, playing Pokemon, and then, like, I'll say it to some normal-ass person, and they're just like, the fuck? Why are you playing Pokemon, you fucking dork? And I'm like, because it's awesome. What are you talking about? Like I forget that it's weird.
Yeah. I guess it's pretty weird.
Even though everyone always has their one thing that they're fucking nostalgic about that they don't
Right.
think they're as big of a nerd as they are.
Right, that's also true. I mean, for a lot of people, like, it's music. Some people,
Yeah, that's that too.
you know, like, they grew up
They'll
with
like
this,
the same fucking music forever.
Right, they grew
Like,
up with that one song and they love it forever. Like, I
Like
can't...
Linkin Park. There's like these people in fucking
Oh,
new high school who are
man.
like, Linkin Park's amazing and still listening to their new stuff. And I'm just like, dude, it's just not. It's
Well,
not
it's-
good
I mean,
anymore.
it's one thing
Like
if-
it was great when I was 8 years old.
I'm not saying like
don't
as a
know.
matter of taste that you can't like Linkin Park.
I mean, yeah.
and if you like their new albums, then whatever, good on you. But like, if I listen to, for instance, I loved Green Day
yes.
back when I was a kid, and I don't enjoy any of their music now.
I
Not even
only
Dookie.
enjoy their first album. I'm not sure why. It's just such a like a this casual.
There's like a
listen for
couple
me.
songs on there I'm okay with, but for the most
You
part,
know, it's catchy. It's mindless. I don't have to think what I put it on.
Right.
I'm just kind of like it's. chill
I'm
for
not
me.
into it. And even though I grew up, I mean, I'm talking about grew up with on the level that when me and Victor were toddlers, we were babysat by Green Day.
Yeah.
I'm sure you don't remember, and I barely do it.
I mean,
at all.
we've heard the story a billion
Right.
times, so it's like.
The story for, I mean,
The memory lives
I've
on.
probably told this somewhere before, but I'll tell it
Yeah,
for the
you
sake of this video series.
Whatever.
Is that Green Day, when they were still pretty small, I don't even think they'd put out Dookie yet.
No, they were touring with Dookie on Lollapalooza.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, they were with Lollapalooza, and they weren't really huge yet. But my dad, my family was running like a clothes stand for Lollapalooza. Like
Yeah.
they worked for a company, I think it was Pernici at the time.
Yeah, it's Pernici.
A clothes company called Pernici, and my parents were running a stand at. Like they were following the tour of Lollapalooza, running a booth there to sell Pernici clothes, and they had me and Victor, who were like 2 and 3 or something like that, 3 and 4 maybe years old, and we were, you know, all in this camper touring the country with Lollapalooza, and Green Day was on that tour, and my dad sort of became friends with them because he's from California, just like they are, like the same part of California. Yeah, good luck learning that shit. And so they kind of became buddies, and then my dad would get Green Day. He would get like the drummer to watch us and exchange for clothes. Like he would give them free clothes, and his boss like got on him for it at some point. But then Green Day wore those Pernici clothes during Woodstock '95. And you could see it like in all the footage on MTV. You could see that they're wearing the Pernici clothes. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, like my earliest memory is of Trey Cool trying to teach us how to skip rocks, and we could not do it. So that's the level on which we loved Green Day as kids. Like I
Yeah.
grew up thinking of them as like the guys that I had like a personal connection with.
And it was like our parents were super into them. You know, that was like the earliest music I was exposed to.
Right.
A lot was Green Day.
Dookie,
Most
pretty
people
much
grew up with
just
the Beatles.
Dookie.
I grew up with Green Day.
Right. We listened to Dookie like crazy as kids. Fucking,
Yeah.
my favorite song forever was Basket Case.
Yeah.
And then
We love the music videos, you know.
Right.
That's the earliest music videos I remember.
And then later on, I liked American Idiot, and
Yeah.
I still think it's an okay album. You know, a few of the songs on there, anyways. I like Jesus of Suburbia. That's
Yeah.
pretty much it. But like, you know, I was into American Idiot. I was into Dookie, and I'm not now. I'm just
Yeah.
not. Like, yeah, there's a little.
I tried to
nostalgia,
listen
but
to
it's
American
like,
Idiot. I was like, I get why I enjoyed this when I was 13, but
Right.
like, I can't do it. Even when I was 13, I had to listen to it a few times before I accepted it.
Right.
Like, I was like, oh man, this is fucking lame.
Yeah,
And then
it
it was
did
like, I
seem
got
really-
into it afterwards.
It seemed really lame until you were old enough to actually be feeling those emotions that they're talking about. You know?
I don't know, I just kind of got used to it and got into it.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, like, you know, there's some people who are just into the same stuff forever. And again, I get it, like, it's different in cases where you, like, it just happens that the music is or whatever it is multifaceted enough that you still are into it because it's good to you for another reason. Like, Ocarina of Time is a game that when I was a kid, I never really played it, but I watched my cousin play it. And it was one of my favorite games just because of the narrative, because I never seen anything like it.
Yeah.
It was a game with a story, like an epic story, and that like blew my mind as a kid. But now I'm like, the story is fucking. Who gives a fuck? This is the most basic shit possible.
It's a simple story.
You're playing
it's
a character who doesn't
even
even talk. All of the characters just dump exposition at you all the time. You know, like, I mean, it's not that it's bad. It's effective in the sense that, like, the characters have, like, a little bit of personality. You know, they got like they got good designs. They're memorable. You feel like you're saving people who you kind of care about. You know, you're saving the world, and you kind of care about the world.
Just the fact that you're a kid, and then when you become an adult, it's all the same people, and like you remember them, and that kind of makes you care about them.
It is an effective narrative, no doubt. But I don't give a fuck about it. Like, I don't watch the cutscenes in this anymore. I skip them. I don't care, you know. But I still love the game because it's mechanically interesting, you know, the way that it feels to play, the art design, you know, everything, stuff like that I appreciate now as an adult. So it's still one of my favorite games, in spite of the fact that I could not give a fuck about the reasons I liked it as a kid. And, yeah.
Talking to Gorons.
Anyway, that's it for this episode.
Yeah.